We're live.
Hey guys, it's Keely live from Still with a Kiss. Sweater weather finally here. I'm so glad, aren't you, Jeannie? Mm-hmm. Although I feel like, what have we gone through since last week? We had fires and then floods and tornadoes. I feel like instead of falling back an hour, we fell back into tornado season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in November. It's crazy. If you don't live here, we've had some tornado, and not at the normal time when you're making dinner and watching TV. It's been the middle of the night. We're not okay here in Oklahoma. We're tired.
And it was snowing in the Panhandle.
Oh, yeah, snow, yeah, yeah, snow too. Yeah, blizzard-like snow, I think. A lot of snow. It's crazy. So everybody's tired. We were lucky here right in town because our tornado sirens, they never went off. But even then, we're still tired because it was boom, boom, boom all night long. Yeah, I think we get a break for a couple days, and I think it's coming back. This is not right. It's not right. So, yeah, we're all tired. That's for sure.
Somebody screwed up when they did the time frame.
Yeah.
Went back months instead of
Went back to
hours.
spring. We fell into spring, not fall. Yeah, I'm not ready for this. Check these out. We got new headbands in. I haven't even unwrapped them yet. Let's see what we have. These are new ones that are kind of the velvet finish. Look how pretty these are with the braid. Yeah, when I saw these, they only do a limited amount. I thought, oh, yes. There's the red. I'll show them all when I get them together. And the black. So we've got all these colors. Aren't they pretty? Not just for the holidays, but all the time. Yeah, these are really super nice. These are from Graybird Label. They make really nice, comfortable headbands. And then the ones with the bows, we've had this style before, but we have new colors. They call this red, but honestly, it's more of an orange. Yeah. And then blue, and then purple are those. This is a good one for fall with the plaid. That's cool. And then we have the wide, colorful headband. We've had these before, but this one's a little bit wider. I think it's a pretty headband. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Aztec.
Oh, yeah, this is a reorder. Yeah, this is one of the real popular styles, and we have this one in lots of colors. So we were getting really low on headbands. We sell a ton of these. Okay, Jeannie hasn't finished any projects this week. Jeannie's going to throw things.
I'm working on several.
Oh, I've thrown a lot of stuff at Jeannie just the other day. I'm like, here. It's just like my video I made last year. I'm throwing yarn at her going, I need this like now. But instead, I have been making some strange things. I'm one that if we need something, I'm like, well, I've got yarn. How can we use that? So upstairs in our loft, I had one problem and one little thing I wanted to do. And one was, I have a piano up there, but it is in bad shape. I had it fixed so the legs weren't falling over and got it somewhat tuned. But it's been up there and not been taken care of. I think Bruce was using as an artist easel. So I got the piano itself cleaned up, but the bench is pretty bad. So I decided to make a piano bench cover. And no, that's not a thing. There are no patterns for it. Yeah, I looked. But I found this throw on Ravelry that is crocheted. And I just took 3 panels out of it and just did less repeats. It kind of biases, but I've tried blocking it out straight. But I think once I get it on the bench, it'll be fine. Don't you, Jeannie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I did something Jeannie, the crocheter's never done. It's mosaic crochet. I don't know that, I would not want to make a whole throw out of this. Let's just put it that way. It is slow. It biases, and you have to cut the yarn every single row. So every row had ends. So I had to work in a lot of ends, which I normally don't mind, but those are kind of boring. Then I added a border to kind of, whatever, and made some ties. We'll see how it works. I'm going to go upstairs and put it on my bench later, but I wanted to show it to you and see. So if you're like, wow, I need a piano bench cover, said no one probably ever. Or maybe you're just like, I like to work at a lot of ends and we'll make a whole blanket. It has other panels, it has all the music. It's really kind of cool. This is called Piano Love. It's from Frankie's Crochet, and it is on Ravelry. I feel like when you make these kind of, crafty-ish projects, the difference between, I think, craft fair versus the boutique is your choice of yarn. Sometimes people go, oh, it's just a stupid piano bench cover. I'll go buy some cheap acrylic. Well, then it looks like cheap acrylic. I use Rowan's Soft Yak DK. I think that made it look a little kind of classed up my mosaic crochet piano bench cover. So these are the things that I do. So if crochet is not faster if you're doing mosaic crochet. It was kind of slow. And then I wanted to put a wreath on the front door, and I looked, and I'm sorry, they all look like the cheesy decorator stuff that, everybody has, and I'm not like everybody, and it looks cheesy for a while. So again, I thought, I'm going to make my own wreath. So look, I made a cable wreath This is just around a styrofoam wreath, and I did a cable pattern and sewed it on. I thought it turned out pretty cool. I've got our little logo for our B&B I'm going to put in the middle, but it's too small. We're going to have to do some fixing on that, but it's going to hang indoors on my front door. That way when people come to stay, they know where to go. And then my front door doesn't just have an empty hanger. And I think I can leave that up year round, don't you, Jeannie?
I think so.
Yeah, cool. I'll write a pattern for this later. I didn't have time right now. I just kind of whipped that out. So those are the two little things I wanted to do upstairs for my loft with yarn. Because again, why buy stuff when you can make it, right?
That's right.
Oh, and I used the new chunky wool from Mode for this. I thought it was a perfect choice because I didn't want to do anything too small or too chunky, and it was really nice to work with. Okay, so that's what I've been up to. I've been making pointless decorator things. Maybe I'll get onto some things. Well, you might want to make a wreath. Piano bench cover, I don't know about that. I actually had somebody make one once years ago. I think there's a pattern in an old Debbie Bliss book maybe, but it never made its way to Ravelry. It's so old. That's the only person I ever knew to make one. So I guess I'm now the second person I know to make a piano bench cover. Even my son who plays the piano goes, that's not a thing. I'm like, well, if you saw what the piano bench looked like, it would be because it's looking pretty bad up there. Okay, this week we have stuff going on. Tomorrow is our sip and stitch, and we've brought that back. We haven't had it since last season. We didn't do it this summer. Right. Yeah, so probably since last spring is the last one we had. We were doing it different places in town, but we decided now that we have our lovely loft, what a perfect place to sip and stitch. So show up, bring a project. We'll have wine and some snacks and food. I think we're going to make black beans because they're good. Yeah, so we'll have something to eat. We'll have more than wine. We have pop, we have beer, we have coffee. So come, sign up so we know you're coming, and we can tell you how to get in. The door will be open, but it's tomorrow from 5 to whenever we get tired of being up there. And then we have beginner on Thursday. It's our beginners in the morning. Those are people who don't know how to knit or crochet, and then the afternoon we do people who have been coming and have other projects to work on. When we were laying out our schedule for December, Thanksgiving's really late this year, which kind of means we're going, gobble gobble, ho ho, right, one to the other. We don't have a lot of dates available in December for beginner bunch. It's really hard to have that class on Victorian walk days because that's a 3-ring circus, and it's hard to be teaching in that environment. So we had to take our beginner classes off for December, and we don't have them on the calendar until January. If you're one of the people who've been coming to Beginner Bunch or in the midst of projects, call us. We're working kind of in some time so we can do that. We're just not doing open signups, and we're not taking people just simply wanting to learn, especially on a Saturday. But if you are really we really want to learn, call us. We can kind of maybe work with you and find some times that we can squeeze you in between now and January. But as far as just an open sign up, we had to no, because, well, you're not even going to be here for one of them. I think, well, we don't know. Jeannie's schedule is in flux, but either way, try, it's going to land on beginner bunch days, or it's just not going to happen. So, but we will figure it out, right? We already had some people we kind of worked in from our last one. So I didn't want you to be sad and say, you'll have to wait till January. Not necessarily, but call us. We'll figure it out. And then this Saturday morning, one of our most popular classes at 10:30 is how to fix your errors in knitting. I'll teach you some stuff, whether you're new, just some simple error fixing, or some things that are more complicated. I can teach everybody. So it doesn't matter if you're like a new knitter or you've been knitting a long time. I can show you some really cool ways to fix stuff. Right, Jeannie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the queen of fixing mistakes. That mean I necessarily want to fix all your mistakes. I've had people make really big mistakes and go, here, I'm like, hey, no, I didn't say that, but I'm here to empower you to do them yourself. Yeah, because Keely can't fix everybody's stuff all the time, even though I might try, might want to try. I have other things to do. What else, Jeannie? That it?
I think that's it.
Okay, I don't know what's happening next week. I'm sure something interesting will happen between now and then, and I will be here next week to fill you in. See you then. Bye.